Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to a new episode of When You're Delusional, You're Gonna Be on TikTok. I do hope you're gonna enjoy the video, so let's just get into it.
Do you think that men should act chivalrously with women?
Yep. Yeah.
Generally, yeah.
So would you say that that's basically like a man's role?
I feel like you're trapping me. I'm not gonna
No,
say
no,
it's
no.
anyone's role
No.
to be chivalrous.
So my follow-up question to that would be, what would be the female version of chivalry?
Being nice.
I don't. I think you're setting up for something. I don't know if there's an equivalent to that.
I think there's relationships where men take on the role of being a breadwinner, but there's also relationships where women take on that role. So I think it depends.
Do you think that there are relationships where women are the protectors?
Maybe.
If a man expected you to open his door everywhere you went, would you be turned off by that?
Yeah.
I would.
I mean, I want my men to open doors.
Got it. That's it. No traps. No traps. She has one more for you guys.
And she still left being mad. It's not his fault you didn't have anyone whispering the right answer in your ear. It's also not his fault that you cannot form an idea of your own. It wasn't a trap, it was an honest question. And if you're expecting your man to be chivalrous, it's absolutely his role to be chivalrous. You in return need to be the type of lady that a man would want to be chivalrous with. It's that easy. At least your friend tried. But still, being chivalrous has nothing to do with being the breadwinner. No one was talking about those roles. It's also fine to have your man as a protector. It doesn't take anything away from you and what you can do. But if you're 50 kilos soaking wet and if you're not a trained fighter, then just say, yes, I want my man to be the protector. I feel safer when I'm with him. It's still not a trap. And again, it doesn't take anything away from what you can do.
Minimum height requirement.
5'10".
Would you exclude obesity?
Yeah,
Minimum income.
60,000.
What do you think it is? Take a guess.
Like 2%.
Yeah, 2.1%.
Wow.
So knowing that, would you be willing to lower your standards or what?
No, I'm not lowering my standards for anybody. Point blank, period.
What do you think the guys have scored that we've asked around here?
Higher than I guess my initial assumption would be. I would say maybe around 10%. Or am I very wrong? Is it 50?
46% is what the guys scored.
I was trying to give the guys the benefit of the doubt, but I guess my assumptions are correct.
Are they really? Because we haven't heard them. All we've heard was that you're not willing to lower your standards, which are great. You're not willing to lower them for anyone else, even though your chances of finding someone are 2%. So is it safe to assume that it might be better for you, in a way, to lower your standards for yourself? Not for anyone else, but yourself, so you will be able to find the significant other. You did answer those questions, so I can only assume that you are trying to find one.
You know how some men are like, if you want equality, then we're not going to protect you anymore and you have to pay your own bills. And then all of us we've been paying our own bills and we don't need protection coming from you because guess what? You never protected us. In fact, you were always the threat and the only people protecting us were fellow women. Men didn't protect us. You don't protect us. Anyway, it had me thinking about this kind of systemic gaslighting that happens when we're told that men are here to protect us, and it's not at all the case. And I suddenly realized, because of all my research into emotional labor over the last few years, that actually it's the opposite. It's we as women who are trained to protect men. When we do emotional labor for them, when we put their experience, their egos first before our own, we are preserving them emotionally. We are protecting them. Not only are we preserving them emotionally, we are protecting them often when they have outbursts and all of that. We are trained to protect them from the consequences of their own action. We put ourselves on the line to take the ramifications of their actions, whether it's towards us or towards the people around. That's what we're training to do, right? I'm not saying this is right. I'm saying this is actually what's going on in society, that we actually, women, are protecting men, and yet we're still being told, oh no, men are here to protect you. That is BS.
They've tried everything else, didn't work, and now they're trying this. They're trying to take away every merit men had throughout our entire history. This is not gonna work either, but they're still gonna try it. Unfortunately for you, princess, there are thousands of history books that are proof men protected you since the beginning of time. Never protected you. History is not real. We never took the first line so women, children, and elders can go back and head for the mountains. No, we never did that. And there's no doubt in my mind that you're gonna try to argue history. Oh, we don't know what happened in the 1400s. It might not be real. Okay, well, something that is more recent then. All states shall abide fully by their obligations under the Geneva Protocol of 1925 and the Geneva Conventions of 1949, as well as other instruments of international law relative to respect for human rights in armed conflict, which offer important guarantees for the protection of women and children. We never did that. It was all you. Never protected you. We're still protecting you now. We built that house that you're living in to protect you from the environment. Not that we've always protected you, but we protect you still every single day.
My baby daddy got promoted, so I pilled for more child support. He ordered a DNA test and my son failed. He put the results in my mailbox. I forgave myself for cheating, but he's being petty. He's been my son's dad for 8 years. Why ghost my child now? How to fix it? It doesn't matter if I forgive myself. I still have to take responsibility for my actions. Oh, and you want to know how to fix this problem? I'm assuming that you're looking out in the best interests of your child, right? It's not about you. I hope. So you could have a conversation with this man. Obviously, he's under no obligation to pay any child support at this point. But just to let him know, it's like, hey, you've been this kid's dad for the last 8 years. I would love for my child to have a father figure. Are you willing to do that? And he's under no obligations in any way, shape, or form to be that father figure, to watch your kid, to spend time with him. So if he decides to go ahead and continue being a father figure, you need to be grateful and super appreciative, because that man doesn't owe you anything. And what bothers me even more about these situations is all that money that man spent on a kid that isn't even his, he can never get it back. And I think in these situations, when a woman cheats, she should have to pay him back. Like, literally all of it, plus interest.
Well, unfortunately, should or would, they're two completely different things. I keep hearing this argument more and more often. They should make DNA tests mandatory. And that's great. But until they do, because I really doubt they will ever, maybe we should ask for one ourselves. Maybe even more if we're not married. And I get it, she's gonna be mad, you're gonna hurt her feelings. But at least in this case, she had no problems hurting your wallet. And yes, absolutely, trust is important in a relationship. But when she's the type, like we've seen just now, where the only thing that matters is that she forgave herself, asking for a DNA test might not be the worst idea. Anyway, that's all I have for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next one.